What's going on, everybody? It's Glenn for the latest news, and if you're new here, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. We gonna get into money in the stank. Bank. Shout out to my boy Bobby Monson, man. He's a funny guy, but he had to backtrack too, just as long as I had to backtrack, because this pay-per-view wasn't a bad pay-per-view, man. I'm not gonna lie, it was decent. It was great. Nobody could say they seen R-Truth coming back at the end of the night, though. I didn't see that coming. I know the trend was going on for days now, up until leading to Money in the Bank. It was just going on and on, the R-Truth trends and stuff like that. So, I ain't gonna lie. I at first was thinking it was a work, but now that I'm hearing everybody out and stuff like that, it is true. R-Truth definitely had at least 2 weeks left on his contract. So I don't know, maybe the people, the wrestling community, definitely had something to do with R-Truth making his way back at the end of the night, man. But minus all of that, what happened at the end of the night, the pay-per-view was good itself. Hell, even Worlds Collide was good. I checked that out. I didn't really know everybody, but it was good. Iguana Man got a big pop. He looked like a real interesting character. I'm not gonna lie. We may be seeing him a lot more often, because of the pop and sell he got. Also, the women's Money in the Bank match was a decent match. They held back a little bit, but it was some spots there that was like, oh my god, you know what I'm saying? Like Naomi, well deserved, came out on top. Well deserved. Naomi, since she been back in WWE, she's been doing what she needed to do. Putting people over. She put Jade over at WrestleMania, which was trash, by the way. We also gonna get into that too, cause freaking WrestleMania is going back to Vegas, which I could kind of understand, because that is the money. That's a money making venue over there. You got the people that live in Vegas, and you got also the people that constantly visit Vegas just on a regular, so that I can understand why they going back there, but hopefully they make up for the bullshit they had this year for 41, because that shit was voodoo sauce. You know what I mean? But like I said, they picked it up here with the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. The men's match was great too. I know a lot of people expect the LA Knight to come out on top. Hell, I did too. I didn't really see nobody else winning that match. I try to pinpoint on why I didn't see the other individuals winning that match besides LA Knight, but it seems like Seth freaking Rollins, and he came out on top due to his his protege, and the Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed, and you know what I mean. So they came out there dick riding pretty much. It was a lot going on in that match. I ain't gonna lie, it was definitely a lot going on in that match. But it cost Seth freaking Rollins to get the briefcase, come out on top, so he missed the Money in the Bank for 2025. As far as what I'm hearing about, what they doing with LA Knight, I don't know, man, because it's like the third Money in the Bank match that he done lost, and like he always gonna win, and he always come up short. So I don't know what's going on with LA Knight and Triple H, or what I'm hearing backstage, but I don't know. It ain't sounding too good to a point where LA Knight keep taking L's in major matches. With him being so over for as long as he been there, it's just kind of crazy to me too. Same thing with Cameron Cross, man. He on his way out the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not even really doing much with Cameron Cross, which is like surprising. They gonna get some more backlash too from that Cameron Cross shit, man. If they don't, supposedly I'm hearing they may not renew his contract. And maybe like another, R-Truth situation, because that's what brought R-Truth back. It was the fans, It was definitely us, the wrestling community, that brought R-Truth back. Hell, even he went on a limb of thanking us for making that happen for him. It seemed like they got a new negotiation with R-Truth and his contract. They probably came to some type of deal. I heard Nick Khan was the one that reached out to R-Truth to get him back on board or whatever. But they just kept it a real secret. Which was good because like a lot of people still thinking this thing is a work. Hell, I thought it was a work originally until I just started listening, to guys like JD206NY. Shout out to JD206NY. On PC Amplify. Guys like that. Pretty much changed my perspective on the whole work thing. Cause I was like, man, I ain't trying to believe none of that. I think it's a work. I think it was a work the whole time. Like even R-Truth went on a limb, said it wasn't a work on his Twitter X page. So I don't even know what to believe right now. I'm just happy to see R-Truth back. I know everybody else is happy to see R-Truth back. Now, what is going to be the plans heading forward for R-Truth? He's pretty much part of a big major storyline with the likes of John Cena, and Raheem Cody Rhodes, so. But yeah, that was like the big highlight of the night for sure. But we can't take away from a lot of stuff that happened in the night, with Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. I already knew he was gonna pretty much cost Solo that match. So he, Jacob Fatu finally, turned his back on Solo Sikoa. Called him a couple of moves, cost him the match. Which I've seen happening. So that's pretty much leading up a fight between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. But JC Mateo is gonna be dick riding, so I ain't gonna lie. Jacob Fatu definitely gonna need some type of assistance. Hell, what the fuck is good with not Tamaloa, Tamatonga? Is he injured too? Like, what happened to my boy? I know both the Tama brothers is injured. I know Tamaloa is injured, but he should be on his way back. He should be cleared up by now, but it's just probably ain't got no plans for them right now. But that would be because like I said, Jacob Fatu definitely gonna need some assistance if he think he want pretty much take on Solo Sikoa and JC Mateo by himself. And I feel like Solo Sikoa gonna probably add somebody else back to that fold, since it's no more Jacob Fatu to follow up with them. He gonna have somebody else take that spot or get some more people involved. Also, the tribal chief Roman Reigns was mentioned, and I had his big plans for the tribal chief. He's supposed to not be coming back alone either, but it's no telling when the tribal chief's supposed to make his way back, because I was expecting him to make his way back here, but I guess he's gonna make his way back a little before SummerSlam, because I believe that's the next event. I don't know if it's SummerSlam or Saudi Arabia. You guys can help me out in the comment section. I'm not too sure about that. Maybe I'll look it up later on and I put it up in my next video. But I'm not too sure. I know they usually have SummerSlam in like the month of August, and it's supposed to be 2 nights as well. So I'm not too sure how they gonna play that out. But I know the tribal chief is definitely gonna make his way back, because I know Jey Uso and Gunther got a match on tomorrow night's Raw for the championship. Now I feel like Seth Rollins gonna try to cash in that night, and then it's gonna be a big swerve. That could be when the tribal chief Roman Reigns will come back and dick ride. But then he still got CM Punk, and he got Sami Zayn. Well, CM Punk already made it clear, yo, you ain't winning shit as long as I'm around, my boy. Like, he made that clear, so it could be CM Punk, but it would be, that's a little bit too obvious. I feel like it should be the tribal chief, to make that interference, but there's no telling when the tribal chief is making his way back. That's still up in the air. Maybe they saving it for a week or 2 weeks before the next event, which I'm not too sure of. But like I said, I know they usually have SummerSlam in August, the month of August, but the way these PLEs and all these extra PLVs, pay-per-views been set up, it's just like things will get pushed back to different dates than normally. Like even with War Games, that usually, like Survivor Series, that's usually in the month of November, but there's no telling when that's going to be either, because they got all these side live shows. Now they expanding to other pretty much promotions and countries with the Worlds Collide thing, which was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I didn't know most of the talent there. Most of them was from Mexicano, and most of them was probably from Puerto Rico or wherever. It was all across the world, but the very talented group of wrestlers, and it made for a good, hourly. I think it was for like 5 hours. It made for a good event. I'm not gonna lie. Even made Money in the Bank. Like I said, it was a decent show. Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes, John Cena, Jey Usos. They thing. Match started off slow as fuck. No, I ain't gonna lie. It started off real fucking boring. But what topped it off was definitely the R-Truth making his return. That was definitely a great sight to see. But my thing is, I just want to know how they gonna follow up with this. And they need to stop doing my boy Cameron Cross dirty, man. Because if they think they're going to release Cameron Cross and not get no backlash like what happened with R-Truth, they got another thing coming. Man, they need to do something, man, my boy Cameron. They need to give him something, man. Because I'm hearing he's on his way out the door, man. And if he end up in AEW, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I may just start tuning back into AEW. I ain't AEW, man, I don't know. I ain't even watching that shit. I ain't watching AEW in a while. I ain't even gonna lie to you guys. I mean, if you guys ever want me to do a review on a AEW show that y'all want me to check out, y'all just let me know. Comment such a bit. If not, yeah, I don't know. But I ain't gonna lie. If a Cameron Cross ends up in AEW, yeah, I may have to check out hear what he has to say, because Tony Khan is gonna let him. What I do like about Tony Khan is he let his talent pretty much say whatever they want and run things how they not run things how they want, but they more open to what they could be more open to themselves and stuff like that. They could just go all out, when it comes to working with AEW, Tony Khan. And I know it's a lot of AEW competitors or whatever superstars that's in the works of being released out of there though, like Rollo and Mariah May is supposed to make out. Well, she was already in NXT, I heard, or whatever. So I don't know, man. But if Cameron Cross was to make his way to AEW, that would be crazy. But my thing is, I want to know what's the payoff with the whole R-Truth thing. What is this leading for R-Truth? Is he going? And then I'm hearing he's coming back as Ron Killings. Like he's not even R-Truth right now. He's Ron Killings, when he was in TNA. So I suggested they bring that back. The Ron Killings persona. Make R-Truth a more serious character or whatever. We just gotta pretty much wait and see how they play this thing out, because they brought him back, in the most major way, in one of the top main events of the night with the John Cena, Cody, and Jay and Logan Paul. I guess they heard the fans talking like, yo, bring R-Truth back now. That TKO heard the fans and they delivered, man. That was definitely a highlight of the night. I ain't gonna lie. Money in the Bank definitely turned out. Like I said, the show was good. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I rate the show a 9. It wasn't a bad show, minus the filler match between Dirty Dime and Pentagon Jr., whatever his name is. That was definitely a goddamn filler match. We already know that Pentagon Jr. guy was gonna beat Dirty Dime, but it was set up to fill the night, I guess. But they could have filled that shit with something else, man. They could have put that shit on the Worlds Collide, fit that shit there. Like, why y'all gonna fit that on the show? Like, I mean, I don't know, man. No, not to Dirty Don, not to the competitors, but they should save that for something else. But yeah, you guys let me know what y'all think. Like, share, comment, subscribe.